I had a thought. Many people say that a lot of times many black women are angry at the black man and vice versa. We do have a lot of outside influence when it comes to our relationships. Probably not as much as today as it has kind of stamped our relations throughout history, and it's kind of a pattern. So we see our mothers talk to certain men like that, or grandmothers, or whatever, aunties and uncles talk to black women like this or like that. And so we kind of just pick it up as we go along. But I was thinking, and I'm not making excuses for black women at all, but when you step back and you look at the treatment of, see, and I can only speak for the men that I've encountered and what I've seen throughout my life growing up through different interactions with men outside of a couple. Usually I see men who I've seen in my family, they have been, to me, they have not honored or respected black women as they should have. And usually when I see them date or join with another race, they treat them differently. And one man said it's because they talk to them differently. But I doubt that, because a person is going to give you what you give them in a relationship, right? So if you're giving them lies and a little bit of time and untruth, and they can feel that disrespect, right? And so women usually in turn give what they get. But yeah, so I've seen it all, and in many cases, black women are left holding the bag, and I say that which means they're left raising their children, and of course they're like, every race has that. That's true, but the percentage is larger in African Americans and African women abroad than it is in other races, because it's like, where are they going to go, right? Like what are the women going to do? Most black men leave, they run, even if it's for a new chance at life, or if they feel that they can get a job on their own and handle their own business. Like, they will abandon everything and just leave the woman and say, I'll be back, as if because you say you'll be back, that eases up the burden on the woman. Like, the rent is going to stop coming, the light bill stop coming, the kids will not need to eat until you get back. But that's not the case. It's the I'll be back, so figure it out on your own mentality. And then when you come back, you haven't figured anything out. Majority of the time you're coming asking for something. I don't care if it's asking to cook a meal. I don't care if you're asking for an ear. You're wanting something from that woman. Never asking her how she's getting by. It's like, oh yeah, she's making it happen. Yeah, well, she don't have a choice. So after you put all of that on someone's plate, and then you have the nerve to come and play with her emotionally, do you think that would warrant respect? I'm just saying. Like, respect is earned, and people expect they just want to receive it. It don't work like that. Respect is earned, and if you are not doing anything to earn it, you will not get it. And you will get disrespected. I don't care what color you are or what sex you are, like, period. If you're behaving in a certain way and you're doing something to someone, you think somebody's going to give you respect? No, hell no. I don't know where y'all was at last night. Like, it don't work like that at all. And yeah, so you just left the woman. And then not only that, you come back trying to borrow money, or you're wanting money, or you're wanting something. It's like, damn. Or how about this? I see a lot of younger men who expects a woman to take care of them. And then even on top of that, they'll come around, want her tax money. Some men will come around, ask to borrow money. Don't pay it back. Can I use your car? If it break, won't fix it. things like that. So I'm not saying that it's okay for black women to be disrespectful to black men, but once you sit back and look at the dynamics of it, and then it's like you have a couple of men who gonna say, I don't do that, I take care of my own. But what is the percentage? Seriously, like, and I'm not trying to down black men. I just want to have a real conversation, because a lot of times people don't look at it from a level, from a real perspective. You know, you want to leave stuff out, you know. And there are some black women who disrespect men, and they don't deserve it as well. But I'm just saying the larger percentage is the woman. You know, she running back and forth up to the prison, putting money in her books, accepting phone calls, all of that and this, you know, and you talking to 2 or 3 other different females. And she have to find out because she's going to try to get a visit, and they all in the same line. You know, then you come home and you still doing it. You know, it's just one thing after another. So it's like, come on. You know, these men, same black men out here wanting these young women to prostitute, or old women to prostitute their bodies. How respectful is that? You know, that's not love. So it's like if a woman, by the time she is 15 and up, a young black woman, by the time she's 25, if every man into her life more than likely is looking at her like a cash cow, a sex object, or something to make money, yeah, something that they can use to promote themselves or to get money. And then on top of that, they're not respecting them. They're not treating them with romance. They're not uplifting them. They're not empowering them. They're not building them up. And then in turn talking to more than one woman. How do you think that's going to affect the woman? So by the time she's 27 or 28, and she's had a couple of boyfriends or friends who have done these things to her, made babies on her, put their hands on her, took from her, all of that, do you think that is going to have a happy ending? No, it's not. You know, and so all people see is y'all get so disrespectful. It's like, well, what about you? If you come into a woman's life and you don't mean her no good, why are you there? Why? But you'll get a woman of another race and treat them better. Well, 9 times out of 10, it's because you don't love yourself. You don't respect the women in your family. So, of course, you can't respect other women. And I know, because I have a brother, and he does not respect the women in his family. He never has. And he has not respected any woman that he has had except for one, his first girlfriend. But he has never had real respect for the women in his family. He has disrespected them on more than one level. You know, and it's like, okay, so... And now he wants to date outside his race, and he speaks really highly about these women, which I find it appalling, after he has drugged so many black women down. Or even ones who are, you know, it's just like, oh, okay. So I just was thinking about that, you know, because, you know, I think about when people like black women are so disrespectful to black men. And it's like, black men need to be men. You know, and no other race of women does that to their men. I'm sorry, but when you look around at other ethnicities, they're doing quite well to me. There are a larger percentage of every other ethnicity out here in America who's doing quite well for themselves. Even when you look on a country scale, most countries, a lot of countries, have food and water. They might not have electricity and stoves, but they have food and water. You look at a lot of African nations and places like that, they struggling for those basic necessities. And then you come to America, a lot of black men and black women, they don't own property. They are not making above $60,000, $70,000 a year. Unless you're doing something illegal or in law enforcement or something. You know, and it's just like, yeah, why would another race of a woman talk to their men like that? Because they men handling their business. And I'm not trying to make y'all feel bad, but for real, like they're handling their business. And whether you like it or not, men do lead. You know, then it's like you want black women to give you the lead. How can she feel comfortable with giving you the lead? You can't even think or speak up or think about life on a larger scale. And then you got the nerve to tear her down. But you want her to let you lead her. Why don't you first stand up in the room that you're in? Be seen and heard. And think on a larger scale. And move us forward. No, but a lot of times they don't. They say, oh, that's the black woman. The black woman usually do that. They strong. We don't have no damn choice. Who the hell else gonna do it for us? Shit, we've been waiting forever for y'all to do it. I'm sorry. But we have. No black woman wants to sit up here and take care of a grown-ass man. No black woman wants to lead her household like that all the time. That's nerve-wracking. But she doesn't have a choice. Because who else is going to do it besides the person who's trying to take advantage of her on some level? And then turn around and say that they their friend. And they love them and have the best interest at heart. If that's the best interest, if that's what that looks like, I'd rather you be my enemy. Because I don't know what you see. But that's not the way it should go. I'm sorry. So, yeah, it's like, yeah, if you're an Indian woman or you Asian or whatever, yeah, you will shut your ass up. Or white, you'll have a little bit to say, but not too much. Because when you look around, you still see that your culture or your race or they're moving forward. They're progressive. But when we look around, we are not progressing. So who do we have to get upset with? Besides he who want to stand above us only. One of the strongest species on this planet. You want to stand above us, stand over us, and make and shrink us back while you walk around and be a puppet. It don't work like that. Respect should be on both sides, but I'm just asking you to just pay attention, because sometimes the black woman's plate is very heavy. Okay? And she don't have a choice but to handle it, because nobody else is going to do it for her. So if she in turns, take her frustration out on somebody who has hurt her on that level, 9 times out of 10 it'll be a black man. Then so be it. But don't sit back and say she evil, she mean, she this and she that. You need to sit back and think about the things that she does. And the cards that she has been dealt out here. Yeah, so that's the end of that.